and we knew our total contributed, so we could get the difference there. They also gave us our retained earnings and our OCI so we could figure out our shareholders' equity section. Am I going too fast? Since we know our total liabilities and our total shareholders' equity section, which is 2099, we know then assets, total assets have to be 2099. And from that, then we can figure out our PP&E. Does that make sense? So I went through 2013, 2014, they give you a little bit more information, which can make it a little trickier. But the key here is understanding the relationships between the accounts and knowing what is part of certain sections in the balance sheet. Now, 210. What is that noise? 210. Don't worry about IFRS. We're not going to worry about using international financial reporting standards. We're just going to worry about what we have to worry about right now. So, the various international products company gives you various balance sheet items. You need to know where they go. Additional paid-in capital is part of contributed capital. Accounts receivable,
Assets.
current assets. Dividends payable, current liability. Buildings, PP&E. Bonds payable,
Long-term.
retained earnings, part of earned capital. Office supplies,
Current assets.
current. Current income taxes payable,
Current liabilities.
accumulated depreciation equipment,
PP&E.
patents,
Other.
intangibles. Notes payable, long-term. Inventory,
Assets.
additional paid in, always contributed capital. Sinking fund for bond retirement, that is a little confusing for you. So you need to find out what type of asset this is. I think it's called other asset. Look into it. But you're not going to normally see that. If you're not sure, look in the book or Google it. Google is awesome. Accounts payable,
Current liability.
prepaid insurance,
Current assets.
discount on bonds payable. It's part of the bonds, long-term liability. You're going to sync that just like you do contra accounts, okay, with your accumulated depreciation. Just like you do allowance for doubtful accounts, you know. Equipment, PP&E, allowance for doubtful accounts, current asset, preferred stock. You guys have this down. Investment in held-to-maturity bonds, I think that might be a long-term investment, or an investment. Accrued wages, current liability, okay? What I wanted to do is take some time and go over a few ratios. I don't see them on here.
So for this problem, don't do the second part that it talks
No,
about.
don't do the second part. Well, I don't see, let me go back, here, let me look in my book. Imagine I have my book right here. I want to go over some liquidity problems real quick. Okay. The main ones I want you to know, if you look at P 416, I want you to know, and I think you have all these problems in, solutions there, but I want you to take time to know how to calculate your return on common equity, your debt to assets, your debt to equity, current ratio, and inventory turnover days.
Can you say that one more time? Would you repeat that?
Number 1,
1 through 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Know those. If you know those, you are so good. Okay? So as far as